Yes. Well, this is
How
my
are you all?
choir, Deaconess A. We gonna start? We starting again or we good? You said you gonna.
We're here.
But you gonna add it?
We live.
All right, let's go. We live. Y'all know what it is. We just
know
figuring it
me.
out as we go. Who you?
Y'all know me. It's the euphoric endorphin releaser, Pookie Long Johns.
And who you?
Hey, it's your girl Rhea. How y'all doing?
You gonna give us an A and B selection? And
Who is you?
I'm your host, Main Manifest, and we already said who we are. We the SKEAM team. Let's toast our glass.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
Stretch it out, fall out.
Oh.
Eye contact.
Eye contact. Eye contact.
Indeed.
Yes.
We're not letting it fall out. Actually, she told me don't make sure it don't fall out. We was
Jesus.
getting it started.
And that's how we're starting, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're
Yes,
starting.
and we have fun.
Because we live in a legacy and we got to make sure it's living. And they told me, see, Rhea trying to be the only one going on dates. We right here. Y'all know it's Friday. Shout out to everybody watching us and
I don't know what he's talking about.
the YouTube world, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere, all the podcast platforms. Thank you guys for continued support.
Thank you.
Make sure you
Thank you
smash
all.
the subscribe button, man.
And shout out to your kneecaps and veins that support the knees. Shout out to your knee veins for real.
Knee veins.
Nobody gives support to your knee veins. Like, yo, give support to your body.
We know that PLJ
And
enjoys
indeed, we know he likes varicose veins.
Yes, show support to your
So
veins.
I
man.
think we got it.
What you like, Rhea? Besides getting
Not
filled out.
varicose veins, but I like traveling and I like good conversation.
Yes.
Get in the comments, guys. Tell us where y'all would like us to see do a SKEAM show. We are talking in the plans and the works of going international with the SKEAM as an event. We want to know where y'all
International.
We
like
trying
us
to go to
see.
Zimbabwe, y'all. Happy Black History
We got it.
Month.
So we got to get it on
Power
the
to
books
the
because
people,
my
Black
travel
History Month.
calendar is looking real
Yeah.
It's looking real
full.
what?
It's looking
Oh.
real full.
Well, yeah.
So we got to figure
But
out.
when you send shout outs and have people get in your DMs and take you on 2 and 3 dates in 1 week, that's what's sending to happen. Now she got people competing and she think, not you, Tyrone. I have to tell you, Randy. Why is it always
It's not
Tyrone?
even like that. I'm just saying.
His
that I have
name
a
is
number.
Nestle.
We just got to put it on the books. That's all I'm saying is we got to put it on the books because I have to schedule it out. That's all.
You dated Nestle?
Nestle.
You dated
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. How was your Valentine's Day, PLJ?
PLJ was gone.
Well, you guys, I tell you one thing, that my Valentine's Day was quite an ordeal, I'll say.
An ordeal.
It was very fun. We had a good Valentine's Day. We're going to keep it as special and secretive as a memory
Amen.
that we shared together.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Me and my dear. Yeah. You know, it's always fun when the cops involved on your Valentine's Day, too. You know? That's always a special treat.
I'm not even asking no questions about it. All right.
Hey, when you get a chance,
We
I
did
need-
it
I
for
need my
Valentine's
jack back.
Day.
I got it.
We did it for Valentine's Day.
I'm not asking no
Boss
questions.
man, I need it back. Swing it. My horn.
But yeah.
Phone.
How was y'all's? How was y'all's? What y'all
I had a
do?
great Valentine's Day. It was really nice.
I ain't do nothing on Valentine's Day because my co-hosts act like.
Don't even try to put that on me. We've already had this conversation.
So I'm looking forward to Steak and BJ
Rhea,
Day.
you had some dates. I seen
I
you
know.
had dates.
Out
And
here.
she said, well, the first date was
Out here in these
73
streets.
on Madden, and the next one was 84.5.
I had a
who's
lovely
competing.
Valentine's Day.
And how would you grade each date? Like Madden rating.
I wouldn't grade them. They were both great. I had a great
Okay.
time with both people.
73, 75.
It's,
Like
it's 73.
Who did you
good.
text first the next day?
I don't play Madden.
I'm just saying, what would you?
Out of 100.
You know,
Out of 100? Oh, I would give them.
What's
I
the
would
two
give.
scores?
I would give. I won't say which one is which, but
Okay.
one of them I would give.
One and why?
One of them I would give in
What did Alejandro?
93,
What did Alejandro get?
and the other one I would give in 84.
Whoa.
93 and 84.
I know who got the 93. I ain't even gonna put you on blast. I can say it because Alejandro got the 93. Yep. So who did you text first the next day?
Kneecap vein wanted. His kneecap
Who
vein.
texted you first the next day, and then who did you respond to first the next day?
Oh gosh, who texted?
Notice the question, fellas. Who did text her? Who hit her up first? Who did she respond to first?
I think Alejandro texted me first the next day. I think
He texts yo.
Alejandro texted me first
Did he
the next
text
day.
yo?
No.
How he say hello?
He texts, hey, babe, I had a great time last night.
Oh, a little early to say
Still
babe.
getting a babe off? I know.
He saying babe already?
But I be getting the
Hey
babe off
babe,
sometimes.
how are you?
Guys move to the babe real quick.
Yeah,
They do.
See,
Do y'all like babe or baby?
Yeah.
I personally don't want you to call me pet names too early, but
Too early,
once we get there,
The
I'm fine
babe
with
is
babe.
when you in
I'm fine
there
with
for
either
a
What
one.
about
while.
bae?
I don't want to
Babe.
be bae.
No bae?
No bae.
No, yeah,
But
that's
babe or baby, I'm
Hey,
fine.
babe.
Babe or baby? What about baby girl? I had a girl say, I don't like baby girl.
I mean, it could work.
It depends when you calling them that, right?
It could work. I mean, I think that I just I don't want to feel like you're calling me something
Just
because
because,
you can't
yeah.
remember my name or just because that's what you call all your girls.
Yeah, baby.
So if it's just because some people will call there are a couple people who will give me, it'll be a variation of Ria. It might be like Rio or Rhea or something like that, and I'm fine with a variation of my name, but I just don't want you to call me something that I feel like you call
But
everybody.
you call them other hoes.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Because we out here fishing for sport. Speaking of which, let's jump right into our sports. Y'all know what we do in the game.
Yes, we're right in the sports news.
We got Irv Weinstein over here with the lumberjack. The lumberjack collar.
Yes, lumberjacking and packing.
Talk about that. We got sporting news. The XFL guys. I was supposed to touch on it a little last week. We got the new football league, the XFL.
Yeah.
Been doing some good things. Been getting some good ratings. I think it's actually a good sport at this time of year because there's nothing else on to watch.
Is that Mr. McMahon, the owner still?
No, that was the old one. That was the
XFL?
Well, it was a while ago. Was it called XFL? I think it was. I don't think McMahon owned it this time though.
Mr. McMahon got his hands
Yeah,
in
well, he
everything.
hate me and doing all that. But this
the
is
master plan.
He got money.
This is real. These are real NFL players. The first time at XFL was kind of gimmicky,
So what's different about this time?
Well, they're doing different rules. Like after a touchdown, instead of an extra point, you can go for 1, 2, or 3, and they run a play. There's no kickoff. They have cameras on the sideline in the huddles. They just doing the thing. They're playing at smaller stadiums, like the soccer type stadiums, so people can. It's a sellout, and what it is again. This is a time of year besides March Madness. It's nothing else really on. So you're filling that void. People like football, so it's football year round. And then you got a lot of former NFL players. So versus just regular Joe Blows, you got cats who really played in the league.
Right, and they bring an audience.
So it's gonna be
with them.
viable.
Tyrone Jones.
Yeah, this might be the only time Washington on the field can get some wins. So
Wow, you had to slide that in
Well,
there.
they say that he
you had
ran.
to slide that in there.
They say that he ran.
shout out to the defenders. I be seeing the defenders. They practice up by. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I can't even say anything. You got it.
20 yards in a Negro's
And I'm gonna keep
house.
it too. I got it. I'm gonna
And
keep it
he
too.
stole.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Tyrone Jones' stats. They said in college he ran for 20 yards out of a Negro's house.
Here we go. This guy's hilarious. We're getting ready for the March Madness. We had the basketball heating up.
March
This
Madness.
is the time when they start hooping for real in the NBA. And, college basketball. Maryland's doing their thing. Yesterday we supporting Maryland.
Maryland.
Tarps.
Ain't this their colors though? Like, ain't this the shit?
He has
Yeah,
some
the
good
lumberjack.
touch.
Yeah.
Lumberjack colors.
Yeah.
Maryland.
You live
Red,
in
black,
the
and
woods.
white.
You could be a lumberjack, actually.
You really could.
He
You
chop
know?
wood. He's a mountain man.
Shit.
You really could. You
I
got the
chop
whole.
wood in these holes.
You good with trees.
Hell yeah, I chop it up, segregate it.
They told me
Man,
I was
get
good
it.
with my wood, too.
Yeah, let's go on. Let's move on
Yeah.
from this. Let's move
Slang
on from
What's
this place.
wrong?
Let's move on from this place.
What's wrong, Rhea? But it's good when we talk about the other sport.
Yeah.
Right, let's go to knowledge. We can talk about the other sport.
What
Because
other
if y'all
sport?
didn't know, there's a new pussy fragrance that is hitting the airways.
What you know about it?
And what do you know about? We'll let Rhea segue into this.
Didn't you know?
Nice, Rhea. I see what you did there. I like what you did there.
So the lovely Eryka Badu has started an online store where she sells a variety of merchandise. One of them being an incense that is supposedly fragranced like
pussy.
her vagina.
Vagina fragrance. I'm
It's
buying
called
that.
Pussy.
My pussy.
Pussy by Badu or something?
Pussy by Badu, or yeah.
know?
And she says that this incense is really the essence of it. It's sold out, but
I'm
she
gonna
said,
inhale that shit.
She was on Instagram today. She said they got some more in.
Somebody mail us.
Go to her store. It's like Worldwide
Hopefully
Badu Underground or something like that.
We'll have some. We'll burn some up here next week.
She said, I don't want to smell like. Okay, whatever. You want to smell her vagina.
I just want to be in the essence of it.
She said that since it's rumored that her vagina has changed lives, she made a fragrance that was the essence of her vagina. And it even went as far as her cutting up her underwear and like burning them and using those ashes to create the incense. So you are getting.
I don't know if I want Badu drink in my house. I'm not lighting that in the crib.
That's why we would do it.
We gotta light it here because I'm gonna be messed up.
It was when she was on her period though. That's the thing. It smelled like that exact scent.
But like,
Shout out to
Queen Badu, can you send this to the SKEAM Podcast, Queen?
Didn't you know?
We'll pay double shipping and handling and all that. We want to
booty hole smell.
We want to be in that essence.
I
heard it changes lives.
I heard it smell like ass in the air.
No, seriously, y'all know.
No.
We know that. We see the evidence
really
of some of the.
But
those that went to wearing, shoulder pads and mink coats. Common was wearing the
she just helped
the kilts and the corduroy knickers
dated,
and all that. Yeah.
She, helped them embrace a different side of themselves, explore a little bit more in their creativity, and that
they do.
I don't know if
they was driving her car.
She put that on you. It's gonna be over.
Damn, I just can't believe. I want to smell it though. I gotta smell it. I gotta smell it now. I don't give a damn what my girls say. I'm gonna put the pussy in the air.
Man, you ain't gonna come outside? I'm already is outside. So you be doing weird stuff. Oh my goodness.
Let's not. Oh Jesus.
But see, we can talk about this. See how Rhea good talking about this.
Let's discuss this.
Let's say now, ladies, if you come over, let's get the female perspective. You come over your man's house, he got the Badu incense burning. So you're smelling another woman's
pussy in here. Who bitch
you
got up in here?
You're smelling another woman's. I don't think it smells like straight.
I don't think so. This isn't the first time there's been a pussy fragrance. There's this body oil called Pussy that's been around. It actually smells really good. And there's this one. There's an oil that you can use in like a oil diffuser called Pussy. So this isn't the first time that a pussy fragrance has been around, but this is just because she's saying it's supposed
That's
to
what I was about to say. I think it's difference between
vagina specifically.
Right.
But I don't think anybody's vagina should be strong enough to smell up an entire room. Right. So I think that it probably will have it'll have her essence with maybe some patchouli or some sandalwood
if I may,
or something real mellow.
I have smelled pussy that filled up a whole room, but it wasn't like an incense.
It wasn't
and
pleasant,
that wasn't
though.
okay. And I think to your point, there has been pussy fragrances. It's one thing to make a smell that smells like pussy. There's another thing to make a smell to say this is my pussy, to put your name on it.
Real question, because y'all have far more experience with pussy than I do.
Yes.
Is it like a strong defining smell from woman to woman?
Every woman has a significant pussy smell.
A significant pussy smell.
Yes, different. It's all their own. It's not the same. It's a familiar smell, but it's never the
pussy
same
got its
smell.
own kind of smell.
It's familiar, but it's never the same.
Little pHs that's different about
but
each one.
But is it okay? So
and taste.
But
taste
pussy
is
generally smells
different.
like pussy.
Clean pussy. I think we got to put adjectives before it because it's clean pussy, is workout pussy, is all day
wrestler pussy,
pH balanced pussy, yeast infection
wrestler.
pussy.
If you ever dated a wrestler,
sweaty pussy. So it's different kinds.
What's your activity?
What's your
slouchy
occupation?
twat? It's slouchy twat. Sometimes I like slouchy twat. It's pretty good.
The lady who sits down,
slouchy twat.
Slouchy twat.
Yeah.
That's
what is? I don't
It
know
warms
what
you
that
in the
is.
winter time.
Slouchy
Slouchy twat is like, kind of like lazy twats. Warms you in the wintertime. This is back in my single days.
Like she a crossing guard. She walk across the street all
lazy
day.
Twat. Ain't really doing nothing at work.
She crossing back and forth 364 times in one day. That's slouchy twat.
Sometimes it's good.
Which is difference between office twat. Right. Office twat. She sits here all day. She's just sitting on it.
Right.
It's just marinating all day. It's just
rotisserie.
Think of it like a chicken in a rotisserie. It's just slow turning all day. That's seat twat.
Yeah.
Seat geeks.
Yeah.
Seat geek.
Smell her seat just to know.
Right. But if you know
when she goes,
if you work in a cafeteria and you moving and collard greens back and forth all day walking, that's sloshy.
You know it.
So there are subtle differences there, but that's what. But I want to ask Rhea, what if we, because I'm feeling kind of an entrepreneur. I want to come out with the Maine nuts,
what?
Maine nuts.
Yes.
It's the fresh fragrance of autumn testicle. Because again, women like the smell of
salty sack.
Not salty, but
salty
just
sack.
Okay, he active. He was productive today.
Who
he was working. He doubled. He
told.
Did a double.
I've been told.
Yeah.
That women like the smell of
double.
I can only talk about mine. I've been told that
did a double.
Come here real quick. Like,
balls?
let me get in a shout. Nah, come here real quick.
Right.
It's chicks out here that get that off. Different strokes from different folks. So
they like the smell of day old balls.
It's not day old. I didn't say it was day old.
All day balls.
I can only speak for my balls. I don't know how other balls out here speak. I'm just saying.
I'm trying.
When you're active,
have you ever smelled a ball that smelled good?
I am asking clarifying questions. I'm not making any suggestions or implications about you and your situation.
This is entertainment.
But the thing you were saying is that she liked the way it smelled after it's just been chilling all day.
So
slouchy nut.
I've had both. I've had some girls who just love, like, as soon as you get out the shower, she know you clean, all that. Come here, just bop, bop, bop. Then I've had chicks who, you've been working all day. You don't stink. Like, the same thing. That's the thing about slouchy talk.
It's just
you're just active. Yeah,
it's
right.
He was doing something.
Your season.
Your season.
Yeah, I mean, some people got Lowry's. And that's what I'm saying. I think I could get my fragrance off. I think, chicks, because I've been told,
Make an incense out of it.
I don't know if I want to go incense. I don't think I want to go incense.
You want somebody to spray?
I don't think
spray
I want to go
all
spray.
their balls on their body.
I want it to be more personal. I think mine's is strong enough. You can go body oil. The oil man that just
make her put seasoned salt on it before she chew it.
I'm not putting nobody's balls scent on
You won't
me.
know it's my balls.
Put seasoned salt on it.
I'm
You'll
not
like
getting
it.
chocolate.
It would be called something
I'm
like.
not getting chocolate salty balls.
It would be called mangaloid.
I'm not getting chocolate salty balls. Do y'all watch South Park?
Yeah.
Y'all remember when Chef did that song called
Suck
on My Chocolate Salty Balls?
Put them in your mouth and suck them. Right. It was doing it. Right. It's Chef's chocolate salty balls.
So funny.
Right. Exactly.
He had an ingredient.
So that's what I'm saying. He took his to a candy. Like, we went. She took hers to a incense. I would take mine to
body oil,
laundry detergent or something like
body detergent.
Yeah. You got Axe body wash. Yeah, something you just put it on you all day.
Oh my God.
I always wanted to make a chitlin cleaner. It's like a chemical that burns the chitlin fat. It
So
burn
you
the
gotta clean
chitlin.
them.
It's like a bleach that disinfects the fat particles. And because every year that a lot of black people eat chitlins, that it could really help the culture of us. If we're gonna eat it, we could just be able to clean it. So it really burns and cleans and disinfects the chemical process of the pork.
Scheme team, y'all still eating chitlins in 2020?
I hope not.
Are we?
I hope
Did
y'all know. I don't fuck with pork.
Go?
Are we still doing that?
Some family members
No
are.
judgment zone. If y'all are,
I hope you let it go.
A lot of family members are.
Real quick,
I don't want to eat
as
the
we
poop
pass the
shoot of a
holidays,
pig.
I didn't know, because I was, I chitlin a couple years and I was off it. But people are seasoning chitlins with the peppers. You have chitlins with
veggie. They try to make
with
veggie
red peppers,
chitlins.
Green peppers, and all
broccoli
that.
in it.
Really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I'm
you put broccoli in the chitlins.
But then I thought about it. That might help spice it up. I mean, we still have chitlins, but
it's chitlin.
I wish I would have been introduced to that when I was on my chitlin phase.
I can't do the poop shoot of a pig. I can't do it.
You never ever had a chitlin?
No, my grandmother used to make them all the time, and I tried. I was gonna size myself up to eat them one time, but they just stink so bad. Like when she would clean them and then she would cook them and then they look disgusting. And you know what really solidified it for me? When I was in 9th grade biology and we had to dissect a fetal pig. And they look exactly the same way inside the pig that they do in the pot, with the exception of the hot sauce.
Yep.
And I couldn't do it.
You ever French kiss somebody after eating
No.
chitlins? Oh my goodness,
No,
you
I
should
have
try
not.
it. It's crazy, right?
I don't
Under the
wanna-
mistletoe.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Damn.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go to entertainment.
Yeah, let's go there.
Entertainment.
Oh, you know what's entertained? He like varicose veins and chitlin kisses.
Gotta
Chitlin
love
kisses under the mistletoe.
You
like,
gotta
this
love
is
it.
just
French,
crazy.
you it's
Hang on the chitlin toes.
It's a blueprint of
I'm
eating the
gonna
chitlin
smell your
after you've
nose tomorrow.
digested
Let's
it.
go to
Then
entertainment.
you French
Entertainment, what
kiss.
we talking about?
This stupid shit. This guy. See, I'm in a Christian mood. This guy talking about I didn't see this so
Nick, I
stupid.
wish we could show the picture.
I don't want to give him light.
Okay,
I mean,
sorry,
we
Ramon.
talk about it. I mean, we could, but I was just
Yeah.
Okay, just talk about just give us a synopsis. We don't
can
need
somebody
to show
else
the
lead
picture.
into it
Ricky.
real quick. Let's discuss this.
So,
Sway
yeah.
Lee is coming out with a designer high heel shoes for men,
Oh shit.
gender neutral fashion line, and
Oh shit. In Walmart.
yeah, niggas gonna be in high heels now. So ladies gonna be now.
So I mean, in fairness, men have worn high heels.
No, Rio's
No, I'm talking about
I
like in
just
the
saying that.
70s when they
I'm-
had like
I'm
the
saying everybody
platform
has those.
shoes or whatever. It was a thing. Like
That's
guys-
different.
Okay, tell me.
He-
what
That's
you
not
think
high
about-
heel shoes.
Platform shoes aren't high heel shoes. Did
With
you
the
see
fish in them,
platforms?
I'm thinking that I'm gonna get you sucker when he had the
Yeah,
fish.
but
in
they
it.
would have platforms. They had a heel, and so, but like that's a high heel shoe.
Who the fuck is wearing those?
Prince.
I'm not saying they're wearing them now, but I'm saying it's the
the
men
power
wearing high
Prince.
heel shoes isn't a new thing. Like maybe not stilettos,
You always.
but am I lying? And they were very much
We're
manly.
not talking about that. You know
Timberlands
when
is
you
heels
But they
if
were
you
very
want to
much
put
We're
it-
not
manly.
talking about that. We're
Okay.
talking about a nigga who took you on a date. Talking about when you took your shoes off, like these heels hurt me. He said, "Girl, mine's is too," and took his heels off, and he walked. If Alejandro pulled you up and had on stilettos, are you rolling?
No, I'm not rolling with
That's
Some
what we're talking
Timberlands.
about.
Some
That's what he's
Timberlands
gonna be
is
doing.
heels though.
See how they try to?
I just think that.
That's why we gotta keep them honest, y'all. She trying
No,
to
I'm not
platform
trying. I'm not
shoes.
trying to do that. But I'm
know.
saying that like there were
We
a
talking
lot
about
of.
stilettos.
Okay, so I'm just saying that there are a lot of things that were very not gender neutral, but there were a lot of things that men did that if it were to happen now are just considered a lot more feminine. And so, and then you have a whole generation of people, especially with what's happening with gender identity
Let's
and
be clear.
everything.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this right into this can. No straight man is gonna wear high heel shoes. Point blank. Period.
But
No.
a lot of straight men wore
straight
platform shoes.
Sharia,
Yes.
Marie.
That is
We're not
my
gonna put your
middle
last
name.
government on.
Stop just
First
making
of all,
up my middle name.
Listen to me.
Just making it up.
No straight man,
Francine.
Francine, right, is gonna put on high heel shoes. So this shoe you creating is targeted for a market, and that's okay.
I
And if
do
that
agree
demographic,
that.
that market, don't want to do
I
that.
agree that. I agree with you.
So my question will be now, how do y'all feel? And I want your opinion. I'm gonna go to PLJ first. How do y'all feel about high heel shoes for men being targeted as straight men? Because we know if you're a cross dresser, if you're transgender, you do all that shit. See, if you're
But are they
cross dresser,
targeting straight men? I
Real
thought
quick.
it was like a whole
Yeah, hell
gender
yeah, they
neutral.
are.
It was a
I mean-
gender neutral
but
thing.
you're trying to get men to wear these because if you're
Men
a
who
cross
don't-
dresser, you already buy high heels right now.
See,
But-
this my thing. I always gotta be aware of my environment and shit. I always gotta be ready to rumble too. I can't have no damn high heels on. I don't even wear flip flops. I got sneakers on all the time. I'm ready to knock a nigga out.
I almost spit on my phone.
I can't do it. You ain't gonna catch me trying to fight
Damn.
and I slip on the side and break my ankle in some damn high heels.
That's another thing
Trying
when it
box
go
and
down.
shit. Hell no.
Now, because you know some of those girls could fight. If a nigga got on high heel shoes, pull those off and whoop your ass. Then what you supposed to do?
They jumped in. He could have had a chance if he.
But no,
had
let's
to.
not make it too loud. I want to get serious. Let's go to Rhea. A man is straight in your eyes. He shows up to take you out on your third Valentine's Day date of the day, and he has on heels higher than yours.
No,
Bro,
I'm not. I'm not with it.
you turn it right back around. You going in the house?
Yeah, I'm not with it. I do.
What's
my,
good?
My preference. My preference is I prefer manly men. I can deal with, men who are very well groomed and things like that, but I like a manly man.
Sharia has come a long way.
What's manly man to you?
So let me ask this. Okay.
Shut the fuck up. I'm talking.
No, that's not manly.
That's just disrespectful.
Right, that's just disrespectful.
I want to ask Rhea a follow-up to that.
Okay.
Because, damn, he made me lose. No, because it seemed like, when we first talked about this over a year ago, you was with that. Now let me ask.
It's not. No, I wasn't with that. When we first had the conversation about Billy Porter in the dress, my thing was he was a gay man wearing a dress, and I don't think that we need to that's just what it was.
Okay, but I'm saying.
And if a man wants to wear a dress, he can.
So now, if a man wants to wear these heels,
and if a man wants to wear the heels, he can. He's just not going to date me.
That's what I was trying to say.
He's not going to date me.
Okay, so it's okay for them to wear it, but I think.
Where he going with them shits at?
Hold on, real quick, because that's what I want to distinguish. I think it's two different things. I think it's women who say, man, yeah, go ahead and wear that. But women know deep down inside, y'all wouldn't fuck with a dude who wears those.
I won't, but there are women who will.
There are women who will mess with a straight man in high heels?
Yes.
Man.
I would love
there are
to
women
meet.
there are women who will mess.
I don't want to meet one.
There are
I'm just
women
saying,
who will.
I find it hard to believe.
There are women who will date men who wear high heels. There are women who will date men who have experimented with same-sex relationships.
And those are called like a RuPaul. See, to me, that's all the RuPaul cross-dressers.
There are women who will date.
Take my picture. All that.
Who will date, gender ambiguous men. Like, there are women who will date these people. I'm just not one of them, but that doesn't mean that there aren't women who will. There are women who are far more progressive and open-minded than I am.
Okay, let's discuss this. Let's go on to the deep.
Let's discuss this.
Why do we think that this is making news? Why do we think this is on?
Right now, everything
they
that
want you to buy them shits.
Thank you, POJ.
They want you to buy them
go
shits.
Deeper.
They want you to. They putting it out there.
Shout out to
who's the star
5150.
right
That's
now.
Zoe Williams. That's his joint. Go deeper.
There's always a fashionable, marketable figure, and right now, for the youngsters coming up in R&B, it might be Sway Lee. So they're targeting this youngster, and they're trying to project a sort of fashion image to be coordinated for our young youth out there in America.
Sir. And real quick, and I'm coming to Rhea, but I said that last year, and some people were saying, hey, see how she's shaking her head? I love getting Rhea hot and bothered. Oh. Wait a minute. So I said that last year, and we can't, and as we are entertainment and giving you this, you got to be, there is a targeted campaign, targeted specifically towards masculine, to effeminize, to push this culture, push this effeminate culture on brothers. We got to be not just brothers, just men in general. I just want to hear from the females, and we only have one right now up here who has her opinion. She doesn't represent everybody, so we're breaking it down. But I think that's where I was coming from to say, like, ladies, we can't. It's one thing that everybody want to do their thing, everybody want to do their thing, but when you put that to the forefront and put that out there so much, and again, it's been over a year, we still talking about the gay, what is his name, Porter and all that. We still talking about that same shit. Why is that so to the forefront? That's one part. But y'all can't ignore the second part, to PLJ's point. You can't ignore that. There's a reason that it is gender neutral. Because of 100% of men, I get the men, straight men who wear high heel shoes, it's probably about less than 2%. So why is this in our face for the other 98% who not even in high heel shoes, not thinking about high heel shoes, lacing up Timbs, J's, whatever we do? Why do we got to hear about?
They're gonna be wearing leggings next year or this year.
They're wearing them now.
2020.
Have you seen skinny jeans?
Leggings is gonna be hot.
You can see the blood pulsing through some of these.
You're gonna have to look intergalactic. You gotta look intergalactic.
It's really just ridiculous.
In 2020, you gotta look like you got intergalactic gear on. Look like you a traveler from outer space.
The blood pulsing. What do you think, Rhea?
I think that right now, just the culture that we're in, things that challenge gender norms and challenge the stereotypical gender roles is a little bit more newsworthy. Is it some type of agenda?
Why is that?
Because of the climate that we're in.
Is it really newsworthy though? Or are they making it newsworthy?
Well,
that's what I want to do.
People are talking about it and people are watching, so that's
Even
making
the
it
commercials,
newsworthy.
though. The commercials different.
Commercials, everything is very gender neutral because look at where we are. We're challenging the norms. We are redefining how people identify themselves. You can choose your pronouns. You can choose
y'all
how
loud
you want to
too.
be seen.
Y'all loud. We trying to record.
Yeah, because so
Damn.
like I think we gotta be honest. Like, why is that? News. They make what's on news. They make what's on the forefront.
Because it gets people riled up. Like you bring conversations
Because we
like this
talking
and it
about it right
sparks this
now.
kind of conversation. It sparks debate and it makes people talk about what should be norm, what should be allowed. And so that's why whenever something like this happens, it ends up on the forefront.
I think again, they call it conspiracy theory, whatever. There's an agenda that's being pushed, and again,
Well, if you're talking about
we
the
represent
media, there's
manhood.
always an agenda.
We
But is
represent
there
manhood, and we know
anything
that.
wrong with gender neutral clothing? No. Because if people
Butt out jeans.
if people want to dress
Appearance,
in a
being
way
appearance.
that isn't really
Well.
associated with male or female, then they should be able to have something that addresses what they want to do.
Let's go to appearance since we talking about fashion.
Yeah,
How
it
appears.
doesn't. It doesn't matter. But it shouldn't be news. Like, should it be news? No, it
I-
shouldn't be
I-
something that we have to debate. But should there be a market for people who just who want to be themselves? And
There
not
could be a
necessarily
market.
identify
It doesn't
with one
have to be the
particular-
lead story on these outlets. That's what we talking. That's what I want. Let's acknowledge that. Like, you know.
You can-
But
And we've already given
anything
it
a
too much
celebrity
time.
does ends up
You-
on the front page. Like anything that they do becomes newsworthy. So like if you can't say it shouldn't be on the front page, but if a celebrity does it, it's going to be on the front page, and it's going to be something that people talk about because it's a celebrity doing it.
You can't
even if it's
find-
dumb.
You can't find wide leg jeans in the store. Everything tight leg jeans. And I looked at. I
But
looked. I looked.
that's because rappers
PLJ,
have
you got
made
on wide
skinny
leg
jeans a
jeans
whole
right now.
thing,
I
and
ain't
it's
wanna get 'em.
disgusting. But it
PLJ
happens.
I needed
PLJ
clothes.
got on wide leg jeans right now.
Or else I'm gonna walk ass naked around. What I'm gonna wear?
But, yeah.
I gotta choose it. Tight. I looked at the size. It said tight as hell, and I said, "Damn."
You wear extra medium, right?
I get
Yeah.
it.
I think-
Nah, man.
What do you think? What do you think? I'm sorry.
I
Go ahead.
we gotta cut
You
this
think
shit out,
everything
man.
is an agenda,
It's-
but
it
like
is an agenda.
we're
It's not-
perfectly
not
fine.
everything is
We're
agenda.
perfectly fine with these pencil thin jeans that come down that are wrapped around a person's thighs with a belt around the thigh. That's okay, but God forbid a man
Who?
wears some.
Is
high
that
heels.
okay for a female or who
I'm
you
talking about. Have you seen the majority of rappers? Their entire ass is out. Their belt is around their thighs, and their pants are super tight.
You see the summer
and that's
wardrobe?
just normal. They can't. They walk like penguins because they can't walk regular. But that's okay.
Like
but God
penguins.
forbid a man wears a
He
dress.
got some more right now.
I just think it's
Yo.
dumb.
So to the first part of that question, you ain't gonna get. No, I have not seen that shit because I'm
I
not
see
looking
that
at
all
no.
the time. You gotta be kidding me. Like all the time.
Right. I mean, no, I
Dudes wear
have not.
their pants around their not even around their
The
waist. Like
fuck outta
their
here.
entire
But
butt
that's
is
what
out.
y'all.
That's
But y'all
disgusting.
giving those same dudes y'all numbers.
The summer
No, we
wardrobe.
don't.
Look at
The
that.
summer wardrobe
He
even
just took you
crazier.
out on Valentine's
You
Day.
got to show your thigh veins.
Don't do that because no one I date wears saggy
shorts.
pants. That is
They had the saggy pants with
very
the high
tacky,
heels.
and I don't
they had
do
the
it.
high heels.
nor high heels. Don't play with me.
He said, "Rhea, you got a bunion joint? Cause you gonna have guys borrowing y'all bunion stoppers, ladies. Y'all know y'all put the bunion stopper in the
I bet
in the
you
heels.
both of y'all boxers are showing right now if you stand
I
up.
guarantee you
I
they not.
bet you both y'all boxers are showing right now if you stand up.
I couldn't help it. I can't help it. It's all in
How
that's
can
in the
you not
stores.
help it? Okay,
My
you,
pants
you
on my
passed
waist.
this
You know,
one time.
ain't no past this one
Don't
time.
pull
see
your
what y'all
pants
do?
up, PLJ.
I bet you. Now you stand up. You stand up and see what we doing on these streets.
I can
Look
stand.
at this.
I
Look at
have
all
on
this.
high waist jeans.
Let's
You're
see.
just trying to look at my butt.
No,
Stop.
we trying to see all this going on here. All this Alejandro.
I have
Cake,
on high
cake,
waist
cake.
jeans. This is all covered.
Kneecap
See?
jeans.
Covered. Don't be trying to show off my goods.
You know, I
We ain't
got
trying to show off no goods. We saying like that's what y'all doing in the streets.
appearance.
How it appears. It appears that we're not gonna do that. Listen, we go.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, like I said before, if a guy wants to wear a dress, if a guy wants to wear high
We're
heels,
not doing that. That's last year.
that's their
old news.
business. That's their
the fuck.
business.
So now he got his
It
high
shouldn't
heels.
be news,
He got
but it
his
also
high
shouldn't
heels
be an
to go with
issue.
his dress.
His name is Ricky.
And
not
next year, so y'all
Rikia.
see how it's progression.
It shouldn't be news.
Last year was dress. Then it was Pharrell.
It should just
now
be
it's
what
high
they
heels.
do.
Next year for Valentine's Day. If a guy, they're going to have, we came out with our own line of manly tampons. If a guy want to wear tampons, he can put it on. He just want to feel how it
that
feels
seems like it'd be very painful, but if that's what he wants to do.
That's going to be what they doing. The fuck out of here.
I just,
Manhood, the fuck out of here. Manhood, let's go right to manhood. What up, Pat?
This is what we do every Friday at 10 o'clock.
This is not what we do. We talk about, man, we got to get to our article because this is a real article here. They said, let's talk the real. The news. They don't want the real. I stumbled across an article that said, and I quote, I don't want to misquote it. I'm going to give you the title of the article.
Yeah.
Then we're going to unpack it, Skip.
Yeah.
Why women lose in a dating game. This is the name of the article. Why women lose in a dating game. And basically the premise, because we for sake of time, it basically says how women have the ball in their court when they're younger. Enjoy the wife of your youth. Basically a woman's prime, typically from 17, 18-ish, all the way up to about 26, 27, right? That's the woman's prime years. Typically during those time, if you're 18-year-old male, you try to press an 18-year-old female, hey, no, I got Stanley. Stanley is 26. He got his shit together. You stay right here, Rodney. And Rodney feels like, oh, shit, oh, man, right? However, the tables turn, and the article was focused on fellas. We got some fellas in the house. The tables turn as it goes up. Those same women who rode the quote-unquote cock carousel when they were in their youth, right?
Willy Wonka.
They get to their 30s, and they want to settle down, find a nice guy in their 30s, maybe young 40s, and those guys are dating the younger guy because they say, hold on, Darlene. I tried to come at you in 92 back when cats were wearing bootcut jeans, and now you can't find a mate. Where are all the good men at? Are
we going to talk about how it also talks about how women are exceeding men in terms of the amount of the income and education that they have? That's one of the challenges with women in that age range. So the older we
don't
get,
give a damn about that.
No, you don't want to talk about those things.
Ding, 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 ding.
You don't want to talk about those things, but those are viable things.
We're
If
talking
I'm
about
in
in
my
the dating
30s,
game.
why do? Excuse me.
Go. We talking about in dating game. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
If
go.
I'm
really
in my
matters.
30s, why? If I'm in my 30s and the amount of women who are getting their degrees are rising exponentially,
We know about all that.
and the amount of men who are doing so is less. So it's like.
So here's the question. So to that point, watch this. They are in their 30s, career-minded women, because what the article also addresses, that guys do not care about that shit. We don't care about career, because typically, if you go about it, traditionally, the men were the provider, and we going to have that shit anyway. So women who forsake, family and all that shit, now they went on, they Kerry Washington, moving up the ladder. You 35, 36, because women tend to date up. You don't find a guy, and what happens is the article was saying why women lose in the dating game. You 35, 36, 37, Leona, and you try to date a 35, 36, 37-year-old man, but he's dating the 21, 22, 23. Whoa!
No!
And they say, you're still playing around. So it's funny how the conundrum changes. Because
that's completely.
This is the article. We're just talking about the article.
I know, but I just don't think that. I don't think
Oh,
that's.
it's 100% accurate.
Because, and mind you, in my very small part of the world,
it says this. This is real quick.
Most
Hefner.
men, especially if they're in their late 30s, they don't want to date a woman that's too young because of the differences in maturity.
Absolutely not.
So
because we got to understand, men are not focused on long-term relationships.
That article was just salacious. It was like clickbait, and it tried to. First of all, I'm over everything telling me why I can't get a man or why I'm not. I'm over it. I feel like women just hear it so much. Why men won't date you?
That's
Why
what you
they
gotta
like
understand.
them young? Like screw
Sharia,
all that.
You didn't even read the article, baby.
I read enough of it to be able to quote facts, more facts
so-
than you did.
No, I did the whole research of it.
Okay.
So you ain't doing
I'm
homework.
over it because I'm
okay,
over
so you're
it.
over. So let's talk about the people
No,
who
because
not.
I can talk
Wait,
about it because you're
no.
not the one who has articles
Don't get-
constantly written about how you aren't
But
finding somebody.
we also get the articles talked about how men ain't doing they shit and all that. So this here on this platform, we talking about this article. So watch this. Women are focusing in their upper 30s on the long-term relationship. I think the big disconnect is what y'all got to understand is men in their 30s, we got our shit together too, but we don't want to get married. We're not looking at real quick, let me finish my thought. We're not looking for the relationship. So when you find most guys, and I'm a guy and I'm telling you what, They want to play. They want to chill. We ain't what? Hey, we played the game. There's a saying that says men age like wine, women age like milk. And they say
And
that
that's
only,
bullshit.
And they say
I
that
don't even
I'm
know
gonna tell
where
you.
you quote that. I've
but
never
I'm just
heard
gonna
that
tell you
before.
why.
Who says that?
This is why.
Who
because
says that?
again,
Dr.
I've
Seuss.
never heard that.
as you look at, you get older, the statistics for birth defects, hitting the wall, all these things go up. That's why women trying to get married later, they want to play when they're younger years. And I get it. When you 20-year-old bad woman, she going to have men in their 10, a 20-year-old baddie going to have men in their 20s, men in their 30s, men in their 40s, want to take them on a date, do all that. But a chick you're on the, you heard Dave Chappelle say in a special, there's no such thing as 36-year-old good pussy. That's what he said. I'm just quoting Dave Chappelle. Now, at 36, see, as a man gets older, I don't have to fuck you like I did when I was 22 because I can offer you more things. I can offer you wisdom. I can offer you stability. You know what I mean? I could take you to Cheesecake Factory instead of Wendy's. You know what I mean? 22-year-old, he taking her to Wendy's.
And your erectile dysfunction starts to set in. And that's not sexy. Okay, so let's talk
Look
about
how
a
they
couple
go.
things. Let's talk a couple.
I hit a nerve.
First of all, if you're
Worm
talking
dick.
about the education and wealth gap in between men and women in their 30s, you can't sit there and say men have their stuff together and women no. Generally speaking, women in their 30s from the 30 to 40 range have themselves together way more than have themselves together all around.
And we talking about dating, and they in the
so
comments saying they can't find a
men.
man. That's the thing, Sharia. We're not talking about that. We acknowledge that.
They're looking for
More
Ricky.
people, more women are going to college.
That you just raised.
90%
I
of
am
the women.
speaking to the points you just raised, and I'll let you get through all your stuff. So
90%.
please allow me to finish
We're not
what I
talking
have
about
to say.
We're talking about dating.
That's what I'm talking about. And
You
it is
talking
not
about
that
statistics?
it's not that
I was
difficult to
Gordon
find a
son.
guy to go out with. Like you're talking about, there are also statistics to talk about as men get older, they're semen, they're more likely to have
You saying go
children
out
with
with
developmental
but long-term
disorders. So you're talking
relationships.
about women and their reproductive abilities. Y'all sperm ain't as wonderful as it was when you were young. The older you
We're
get, you're
talking
more
about
likely
it
to have a
tastes
slow
better.
child.
It tastes
Real
So
in her
even though you
feelings.
can
So let me
protect,
read
Wine.
let me read some of the
no.
article.
So why is it that when I
Fresh
respond
nut.
to what you say, I'm in my feelings?
No.
But I let you sit there and get all that stuff out.
Because-
I'm telling you that
No,
this
Rhea, you
ad-
didn't
this,
let me do
this
anything.
article is one of many that's just saying the same old
No,
silly
no, no,
stuff,
no.
and it's not that accurate.
'Cause
If
here's
you
what you gotta
really look
understand.
at studies and you really look at the research, first of all, you have more women who choose not to get married or who choose to wait a little bit later, and you don't necessarily even have to have a man to have a
The
baby.
30s,
these days.
I'm gonna read a
Sperm
quote.
is not that hard to come
The
by.
30s, we're not
So,
talking
like,
about
it's not
sperm.
that
We're talking
it's not that
about
crazy.
relationship.
New
See, you're
nut.
talking about there's a difference between sperm and relationships. The one big thing we have to do is keep stuff in context.
You
your
brought
point,
up women's
the 30s
reproductive.
are worrying years for high achieving women. Okay, to your point, we talked about career, and again, get that all
You
that
don't
stuff
need-
you're talking
you
about.
don't need a relationship
The
to have a
30s are
baby.
worrying years for high achieving women. So we know their career and all
Who-
that's there.
what-
Who
what-
long for marriage
what's-
and children,
what's
of
the
course.
source of this
As they
article?
face
What's the
their
source of this
rapidly.
article?
Here's the
What's
big.
the source of the article?
Wait a minute. Let me talk to.
Okay.
You gotta focus
Okay.
on what's the important part of it. As they face their rapidly closing reproductive window, surrounded by men who see no rush to settle down. Let's discuss that.
What's the source of your article?
As they face their
the source of
rapidly
your article?
closing reproductive window,
What's the source of your article?
surrounded by men who see no
What's the source
rush
of
to
your
settle
article?
down. We talking truth here. That's it.
I'm
That's
asking.
all.
I'm asking. What's the source of your article?
Don't get
Because
mad,
the
baby.
things that I am talking about are
Rhea,
the
you
American
gonna get a catch. You
Association
gonna get yours.
Psychological Association. I'm talking about peer-reviewed, accredited data.
Rhea, you
I'm
gonna get
simply
yours.
asking, what's the source of your article?
You're gonna get yours. But this is
Do
a
you-
reason
can
why
you just tell me that you were looking at it? Just tell me the source
It's
of it.
a reason why.
Where
you
did it
didn't-
come from?
You said, oh, again, you eye-rolled. You did. The
Where did
video.
your article come from?
Listen, man. I want to tell y'all, fellas.
Give me some peer-reviewed data, and we can sit there. Peer-reviewed article.
The
for
peer-reviewed
article.
articles
But
is-
if you're gonna quote clickbait, we're not having the same kind of conversation.
This is the peer review articles.
It's not.
Versus
okay.
1962, the marriage rate has gone down tremendously.
What does that have
men-
to do with
because
anything?
men are not. We're talking about long-term relationships. We're talking about We're talking about dating and long-term. There's nothing to get a man. You keep talking about women could get sperm, women could get it. We know that because we were dating, got and then leaving.
The
We
URL
want women- we want-
www.smh.com.au/lifestyle.
Look it up. It's a full article.
That's what we're
We're
quoting
gonna
right there.
we're gonna post it in the comments. We'll post it in the comments.
smh.com.
We'll post it in the comments and we'll post the video in the YouTube.
I rest
and
my
people
case.
can people can watch it and read it themselves. The
Mm-hmm.
question is there validity to the argument? what do you think? Do you think that girls who went for the older guy when they were younger passed up so many different good guys on their, quest and chilling while they was, they singles living their best life. Now they hitting their 30s and selling it down. Again, not going out on a date. It's one thing to go out on a date, get taken out. But when you're looking for that woman, and I'm a single bachelor, so I deal with a lot of ladies. I'm hearing this a lot. This is why I talk about this. Because this is real shit. I'm dating with a purpose. I'm on this. This is what these ladies are saying. And this is why these ladies tune in to the SKEAM podcast. Thank you for watching. And they want to hear this talk. So, again, if you are doing your thing, you good, we good, ladies. You ain't got to argue the point, you ain't get mad. But there are ladies who got their shit together, who got all this stuff, and they ready to have kids at 35, 36. No, they don't have any kids right now, but they're ready to have kids at 35, 36. Before that, Down syndrome, higher probability, those birth defects, which is true, Rhea, that stuff goes up.
So it's also true that the older men get, the more likely they are going to have.
There's more women on the planet
than
men. Right now, we talking about the women.
You can get that old sperm if you want to. Your kid might be slow.
They can get a 20-year-old.
Would you rather me broke or have the good stroke?
That's a good question.
Erectile dysfunction also starts setting in. That's a very real thing.
But if you eat right and do your thing, you work out and all that, we ain't got nothing to worry about with that. You just said 2 weeks ago you talked about the older guy who, I want the gray hair old dude who got the aunties going crazy. Dude in his 50s, 60s, he pulling 30 on it. I mean, again, we talk.
There are older women who do too.
It's called SMV, sexual market value.
So here,
it's just, I just
don't believe. I just don't believe the hype. I just don't believe the hype. It doesn't matter how old you are.
We don't tell you what the real is.
It doesn't matter how old you are. There's very well somebody for you.
Somebody.
I just don't believe the hype. And when you start feeling,
we say for you, what does that mean? Okay, let's freeze right there. And that's a great point, Rhea. Does that mean long term? When you say there's someone for you, is that a relationship, or is that just for one night stand? Because here's what I propose. It's easy to get a woman. It's easy to get a man. Women have a hard time keeping them.
Oh, preacher! Keep him.
Men have a hard time keeping women. Like, what the hell are you even talking about?
So long term, right? When you say we can
if
get
a woman
man,
wants to be kept, like, no, we're not going to sit here and make women seem like these poor defenseless little bitches.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
And then just have this conversation about all the things we need to consider so that we can be more consumable to men. That's bullshit, and I don't buy into it. Like, I just don't buy into it. All of it. I'm over all these conversations about why women can't get them.
Do you mean long term?
Why women can't get a man however you want to do. A penis is like a bus. Every 15 minutes you can get a new one. You can hop on a new penis whenever you want to. Y'all are not that complicated. I promise you, y'all are not that complicated. And because I'm not mad. It's just annoying.
Let me tell you.
Because you'll sit here and spout off all this stuff from smh.com. And the second I respond to you with actual facts, you don't want to hear it, and then it's like, y'all having babies with Down syndrome, and it's just it's not a conversation.
Who's right or who's wrong?
Because you've spoken.
It's not about right or wrong. No, here's what
I
we're doing.
think it is.
Rhea, you're an independent, free lady who you might not be focused.
The challenge.
I'm not gonna know, but there are women who are in your cycle that are not as strong as you. I got girls. You want to tell?
And I'm telling y'all, don't believe the hype.
You speaking to them, but I'm gonna tell you something real quick. This is one of my shorties said. She's like, I love Rhea. I love when she's standing up. There's women who not as progressive, let's just say, for lack of a better term, be diplomatically correct in DC, and thinking as you.
I love the women.
Contrary to what you think, baby, they want to be married. They want to learn. Wait a minute. Let me just tell you, because I'm agreeing with you. I'm actually agreeing with you. But they're women who want to have that long term, and those are the ones that frustrate. We're not saying all women. See, I don't speak in absolutes. I'm talking to the women who find themselves, who know they bad, who I've dated, who my friends have dated, who've come across, and they like, damn, where are all the men our age? I'm telling those men their age. I hear you. I'm playing that. So you can't say that. You can't take your stance and act like it's all women.
Can I please finish what I want to say?
You act like it's all women.
My issue is Commentary like this speaks to that consistent insecurity in women that somehow the older they get, they're going to be less attractive.
That's your opinion,
or less wanted. No, it's not my opinion. These type
There are
of
more
articles,
women on
and
earth than men.
constantly we're talking about this chase after youth and wanting to be chosen by a man. It speaks to a level of insecurity in women feeling like they have to do something different or settle for whatever or reconsider.
Do you want to be
I
married?
would love to be married, yes, but it doesn't.
But if you don't get married, you
it doesn't
cool, right?
define me.
That's
I will
you.
have a
Freeze
perfectly
it. That's you.
fine life if
there
that
are
does
women
not
who want to
happen.
be married and they're not cool with not being married. That's who I'm speaking to right now.
And
so let's
that's
address
fine.
that right there for
And
the
that's
rest of this
fine.
next 5
But
minutes.
messages
Let's
like
address them.
this speak to
Where
that.
we got that.
Can you let me finish?
She's mad. She's
God
mad.
damn it. I'm mad because you won't let me finish a statement before you interject.
No,
but
I'm
if I
saying-
do that to you, you get
No,
annoyed with me. You're still doing it.
You mad.
You don't let me speak.
All right, speak, Rhea.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Speak. We got 5 minutes.
Commentary like this speaks
You
to
said
that
that 3
insecure.
minutes ago.
Oh my God, let me finish.
You keep saying the same thing, baby.
Especially for women who desire to be married. They read articles like this and it makes them question what they're doing or how they're interacting or even
And it tells the
reconsider-
truth to them. It tells the truth to them. It tells the truth to them.
Hit that nigga.
You keep saying commentary like this. It's speaking about the truth of why they cannot find, and it speaks to their frustration. This actual article was written by a woman who cried when you watched the video
If
that you
desire
didn't
to be
watch.
married,
When you ladies
work on
watch the
yourself.
video,
You work on your own self-development and your own personal growth. And you will find a person who is right for you if that's what's meant for you. And if it's not, then you need to be okay being by yourself.
They need to be okay,
and
but they're not.
I completely understand
Yeah.
that the thought of not having a marriage is a challenging one. Maybe you need to look outside of the circle of men that you're currently looking in. There are tons of things that you can do, but you are still desirable no matter how old you are.
PLJ, what's
And
your thoughts?
no matter how many different commentaries come out there telling you what you need to do or what you're doing wrong or why you're not attractive, all of that is bullshit. You are beautiful. You deserve to be loved, and you deserve to be loved correctly, not to
We gotta
settle
go to
for just
PLJ.
whatever, so you're not alone.
we got you.
Thank you.
We got
No,
you.
I don't need all that.
PLJ, what,
Love. Well, that's the thing of love, man. When people meet and they love each other, the true meaning of love will keep you together. It wouldn't matter any statistical facts. I mean, I feel like if people meet and they get along and they meet, no matter determined, it's going to be the attraction what's going to hold you together. So, I mean, the age difference and all that, I don't think it would matter as much. But, everybody goes through different things, which determines factual results. But what I would say is the love would keep you together.
love will keep you together. I think to this,
Someday I just know.
If you love somebody,
I think
gonna
the
be
truth
with them,
hurts. And
sometimes.
we're in an age where, fake news is prevalent. Everybody want to hear what they want to hear.
SMH.com.
Real love.
Everybody want to
There's
hear
a lot
what
of
they
fake
wanna
love
hear.
too, though.
Everybody want to hear what they want to hear. But when you start taking medicine and talking the truth, it's kind of frightening. It's kind of scary. We got to be accountable for our actions. We live in a society where people don't want to be held accountable for their actions. So when you start putting the facts, the truth in front of them, it's kind of a scary proposition. The fact of the matter is there are more women on this planet than men. So if we just lined up all the men over here and all the women over here, everybody's not going to get married.
No, man.
But when we have, wait a minute, let me freeze it. When we have this culture that's get married, wait on your man, and you have women who've been conditioned from early on. Disney movies, princess, marriage, all these things. And the reality is they get to their 30s or late 20s, 30s, ready to marry, and it's scary. Like, I thought it was supposed to be, and that knight in shining armor is not there. I'm trying to help people. It's not about just throwing stuff out there to talk about or making a woman look weak. Actually, if we talk about the truth, see, there's healing here. There's a reason we talking about this and we're doing this, because if we wake more people up, now we got, this is really what's going on. So women who can change their behavior in the 20s might, guess what, hear this, see that, and say, you know what, let me keep Rodney around. Maybe he don't got all his stuff together, but my hypergamy, which says, I know I'm bad, let me get another man, let me monkey wrench and do that, because we know that's typically what ladies do. They date up, right? They want to have what's up, but then you keep dating up. Look up Google the husband store. You keep going to that next article, to that next, and then there's nothing else there. And then you get to a point where, guess what? The men who you should be mating or matching up with, We have not been sold. We have not been conditioned to be married. Man, we don't grow up thinking about marriage. So we're in our 30s. We might be getting our shit together later. We might not have our shit together in our 30s, but we're getting it together in our 40s.
Some people,
and guess what? We're like, hold on. Why would I?
some people don't have moral standards too. So
Makes
you
so much
got to
sense,
date
though.
somebody. If you dating somebody, you want to date somebody who has morals and like kind of had the standards that you will have in a relationship. Because sometimes people feel a certain way and the other person don't feel a certain way, and they still could get along, but they still have different moral standards. Like they hold themselves to different things and different values. You gotta value yourself in certain ways too. So
Westernized society,
different part.
feminism, a lot of different things. The woman is always right. Court systems, all this stuff, and men are just tapping out. Like, what's in it for a man to be married? There's no benefits for a man to be married in these times now. When we were growing up, I would beg to differ. When I grew up, when we saw my grandparents stay together 50 years, when we saw my aunts and uncles and all that, I was like, yo, that's what I wanted. But then I got awoken red pill to this nature, to the hypergamous nature of women and men, and just to see the relationship, traveling the world, seeing different things, reality TV, social media, that's a whole other, all these different things. There's no one set reason, there's no one set thing. But now today it's like, marriage is not as valued today as it used to be. So we still have this doctrine, this social contract, this business agreement that is pushed on us, but more people are opting out. Women as well. There are a lot of women that don't want to be married. So the premise is funny because these articles talk about long-term, relationship and all that, and it's like the long-term relationship is dead. It's dead. So it's all like, everybody just sucking and fucking, just getting flowed out. Having multiple Valentine's Day days, and that's cool. I mean, but let's call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is.
So what is it?
It's over.
No!
Ricky!
That's bull.
Ricky! It's over now. Ladies, get in my DM box. It's medicine.
It's
It's
ignorant.
medicine.
It's ignorant. Date who you want. As many people as you want. Live
Middle
your life.
name Hemroy.
Rhea love me, y'all. And
I do.
And I love Rhea.
Indeed.
It's that Bobby and Whitney.
Let it out on that mother.
I
Hit
do.
that nigga.
I love him.
Throw
He's
something at
ignorant
his
and I can
ass.
appreciate him.
It's wisdom.
Throw your mug
and
at
fellas,
him.
you gotta understand, you can't be mad to give him wisdom. You gotta take all that. You got.
So this is the challenge is when you think that everything comes out of your mouth is wisdom. Yeah, no.
PLJ, please
Not.
don't start off 2020 with a.
It's not. It is not.
It's love,
not.
bro. This is what we give
It's
y'all.
still it's dangerous.
Fellas, what
rhetoric
y'all
that you
think?
don't
We
need
got
to
some
buy
guests in the
into.
house. What we talking was what we saying off base a little bit.
No, you're generalizing a lot.
Generalizing, yeah, but
Generalized
for the most part,
conversation.
Yeah, okay. I think there's true situations to what you're both saying.
do we both? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Very diplomatic. I like how you put it. What you think?
That was like the final thought right there.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's truth in everything. I kept saying when I was getting cursed out, I agree with her. I'm agreeing with her. That's what's just trying, keep her to the point.
The issue was the fact that you wouldn't let me finish talking.
you finished.
And I said that several times, so clearly you weren't listening.
Yeah, I
For the
did.
That's
women.
okay.
Represent for the ladies
do this
out
again
there.
next
She
week.
Rhea,
she up here in a manhood
We'll do this
platform,
again next
holding
week.
it down.
strong woman.
Y'all get on my
Alejandro, you
nerves.
see what you. Let's go. Alejandro said, "I want to cancel our date for Thursday. I do not want."
Alejandro loves me. Alejandro loves me just the way I am.
Listen, Maine nuts coming to a store
No,
near
shut
you.
up. Why
Yes,
did
it
we
is.
go
That's
back there?
the
Lamb on your
fragrance.
back.
That's
Maine
the
nuts.
fragrance.
Lay him on your back from the sack.
I'm sorry, people.
Take
I'm
us
so
out of
sorry.
here, guys.
That's
We need
it.
some Badu incense.
Bye.
See, if we had
Take
a
us
Badu
out,
incense,
please. Take us
we wouldn't.
out.
It wouldn't have been none of that.
Take
it would
us
have been.
out, please.